Ladies and gentlemen, if you're still awake, massive appreciation from all of us, well, the few of us, should I say, down here, working the night shift, the back shift, the day shift, every shift going. But I've been told by the powers that be that they're going to give me about treble time. I don't know what that adds up to, but and a massive shout out to Dave Adenall, who's joined me for the semi-final and final. It is a bit of a slog sometimes when you're on your own, especially in these long races. So much appreciated, Dave. It is absolutely phenomenal to have you for this.
It's great to be here. No, thank you very much. It's, as you mentioned before, Craig, another final of the Grand Prix. And Liam again. Amazing how Liam does it so much, you know, it just goes to show what a player he is. Opening tricky chance here. I think reds are the colour set here, just mainly for the yellow on the baud line. Hampered Kuhn on the first shot, possibly, if he's going to go for the middle.
Yeah, it's not the worst opening, bit of a tough opening shot, but if you maybe get the ball down, as you say, there's one to the middle or one to the bottom, he's obviously going to take the more straightforward one. Gets this, Dave, it's a good chance. I don't know why I doubted him. And yes, everyone watching at home, the shot clock is in play. Our wonderful tournament director stepping in to make sure. Bronwyn, she really does do it all, and now she's become the timekeeper. There's a few people gonna have to look out for their job. I'm pretty sure she won't want to do this again. But yeah, Bron doing everything she can to help get this final not just done as quickly as possible, but more efficiently. It's just one of the things that the referee is on hand. I think relatively new referee, but he's here to referee the final. He'll referee the shots and he'll keep an eye on everything. Hasn't had much experience with the shot clock, so that's going to be left to Bron on the outside, and she'll do the countdown and stuff like that. So you will find us having more. It'll be a lot quicker the way the players approach their shots. But sometimes the frame, Dave, the way the balls lie, dictates how quick a frame can be played.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely usually the biggest factor in how long frames can last for. Sometimes you have a slow frame, but the play is actually quite quick, just due to the nature of the layout.
I was going to ask you a question about the shot clock there, and it's like when you're on the outer tables in the tournaments and stuff, obviously it's not there, but you still try and play to some kind of rhythm. Do you prefer having that shot clock kind of forcing you to play a specific way, or do you find it maybe sometimes gets you a bit more uptight, or does it suit your game?
No, I prefer it. I'd rather be on the stream table every match and with the shot clock, and I just feel it helps keep me in a rhythm. There's times obviously it works against you. You know, we all need that extra time sometimes to really make sure you're playing the right shot or compose yourself. But in general, I prefer it. Just helps keep you in a rhythm. Yeah, you were saying about the referee there, Thomas. It's been great this weekend. A lot of hard work and his first final, and it's a great addition to have another referee.
Yeah, one of the things that's really impressed me is most new, no matter what job or what kind of walk of life, if you go in and whether you know loads of people or not, if you're there as an authority type figure, it can be quite daunting. And yet I've seen him marching around the venue, giving players warnings, not messing about. There's times where he's seen something in the distance that looks quite tight, and he's over at the table instantly without being asked. Proactive is what we all kind of crave. We like to see somebody being kind of on their toes and keeping an eye on things, and I think he's been fantastic. If I'm right, Bushy had some kind of referees exam thing in here not long ago, and maybe 8, 9, 10 people came to it. I think Thomas was one of them, and here he is this weekend doing a massive event, and yeah, totally agree, he's been fantastic.
And the thing is, it's hard for the referees because it's such a tough job. So much, you're constantly on the ball, and I sometimes find it's tricky just to do one frame on a league night. Sometimes, you're scared of missing something. So I really credit these referees that do this hard work, because it's such a hard job.
Yeah, massive shout out to everyone at this time on a Sunday evening, sitting at home in your comfy chair. I wish it was me. No, listen, cannot do all of this without people tuning in. Obviously, you can still have your tournaments and players can turn up and what have you, but if the game's going to be popular and grow and bring in some types of sponsorship, then there needs to be viewers, there needs to be avenues to create some kind of revenue, and that comes with guys like yourselves sitting tuning in, and it is appreciated. Put it this way, Dave, without it, we wouldn't be sitting here. There'd be no point.
No, exactly that. Yeah, it makes such a difference to have all the viewers and try and build the sport. And
just having a little chuckle to the man in the car park. Yeah, I have to give a big shout to my main man and travel partner, Jamie Craig. Had a half decent weekend on the table. Fought back. I think he was 6-2 down or something in his match in a race to 7, Dave, and he's came back and won 7-6, and he ended up losing out. Funnily enough, I think both of us lost at some point over this weekend to Morgan, and Morgan's obviously just been beating the semis, but not only did he offer to bring me down and then do it, he's hung on and waited this length of time, so you cannot thank him enough, because there's many a people that would have just basically up stick and left, and it shows the character of him as well. So
definitely,
hopefully see him getting more success. I know he's putting a bit of time in, and I love to see like an underdog story, so I hope Jamie Craig has one of them over the course of the IPA career he's going to have, because he enjoys it, and that's what it's all about first and foremost. It always seemed to be something like some kind of cluster somewhere that's never just wide open. You get the odd one, but even some of the finishes, there's been work to do.
Yeah, when it happens like that, it really does take time to figure it out, especially when like there's clusters where one colour set is ahead in one part of the table, but then vice versa another part of the table. They're the frames that can really take the time. I had one with Dan Davey, the first frame today. It was about 40 minutes it was, because of that exact reason. But we were getting on with it. The shots were pretty quick. It just took a while to sort it out.
I think he was trying to just drop that on top of the black.
Yeah, he's just trying to tie it up a bit and then give himself a bit of time to open his other yellows up. Maybe he's looking to can cut that red into the middle. He's trying to get the red out. It's hard with all them yellows there. He's trying to double kiss it out. It's always a bit of a gamble, but he probably felt he might not get a better chance.
I think that's. I've asked the question of numerous top players throughout the years when you normally see them play that kind of shot, and I always go, why when these guys play it does it come out perfect? And I think it just seems that way maybe when you're playing them or you're maybe watching on the odd occasion, because there's never a guarantee. Every time you're kicking into something, you always require that bit of fortune, and there's players, I know some players personally that will say no, when they get lucky, and they'll say no, but that's a shot I've tried, and you're like, yeah, we all try it, but it doesn't always come out perfect. And I think Marshy there, he's cutting that back so thin, he's probably thinking to himself he can't fail to have some kind of shot.
I think the thing is he kind of had to like double kiss it, and having to pot it thin made it a bit harder, because he probably wanted to hit it harder, but then the cue ball would have gone wider. So it was a bit of a catch-22 to what he wanted to do and what he could do. It's going to be tricky for Liam with that yellow on top of the red. He may cover this pocket, give him a bit more time to get that out.
It looked from the angle that he could maybe steal the bag if he was right behind it, but I don't think there's any opportunity to. Maybe he thinks he can nick it in. It looked from the other camera angle that he could maybe just steal the pocket, but maybe, again, another maybe, but the yellow close to the black, maybe use that, try and kick it, but again, you wouldn't want to be doing that last.
I think he's going to have to do it last if that's what he does. That's why I thought, just knowing Liam, he just wanted to hold back and then maybe do this later while having that security of the yellow over the pocket, but it's also the fact he might not get a better chance in this, so he feels that he needs to go for it. He's played it absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Take a bow, Liam Dunster. He means business. Absolutely phenomenal. Not easy, that shot.
No, he controlled it really well, making sure he got cushion first, then clipping the red. Played to perfection.
Oh, 2 frames to 0. Swift start, Liam Dunster. Not far away from 800 people, 760 odd people tuning in on this Sunday night. Absolutely fantastic. And what a time to tune in. It is the IPA Welsh Grand Prix final here in Abercrave, the Village Sports Bar. We're in the south of Wales, not a million miles from Swansea. I mentioned it earlier. Snoop Dogg has taken over the reins at Swansea City, so if you're ever in this area, you might bump into the big man. There's a good chance that Bushy might become friends with this guy, so don't hesitate to pop in if you get the chance. I'm half expecting to come down here next year and have a big mural of Snoop on the side of the building, but we'll see. Snoop and Bushy side by side. Absolutely brilliant. Snoop Dogg in the football, Dave, mad. Have you got Ryan Reynolds at Wrexham, and I think there's a few more, but I know the class of 92, Man United had Salford, and now Snoop Dogg has bought controlling shares in Swansea City Football Club.
Oh, right. I didn't actually know that. Yeah, I knew about the others.
Dave, I know you stay in Isle of Man, but I mean, you must have news channels.
We're about 25 years behind. No, it's incredible, the story at Wrexham, isn't it?
Yeah, unbelievable.
What they've done, like, and watched a few programmes on it recently as well, and how they've done it. It's incredible.
One of the Isle of Man locals who I've had the pleasure of getting to know over the last while, Andy Neal.
Hello, Andy.
Cracking guy, Andy. I think he mentioned he might be coming to Coventry or something. He's trying to get to one of the tour events, so I don't know if that's still the case, but if not, we'll see you when we come to Isle of Man. Well, Dave will see you probably in the next couple of days, but well, he could do. I'm not saying he will. He's not going to come for tea, or are you?
Well, I don't know if I'll be home by then. No, Andy's going to be playing in the Isle of Man when we've got the Isle of Man event, and also doing the timekeeping as well. He does a great job.
Yeah, that's right.
For that, so.
Some Isle of Man flags popping up. You've got some fans on here, mate.
Oh yeah, shout out to Aaron Thompson, sorry. He'll kill me for that.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal over this weekend for all you guys tuning in just now. Not sure where everyone is, but we've had people in Greece, South Africa, America, Canada, numerous parts of the world, and obviously all over the UK and probably further afield. Just some of the ones.
Yeah,
it
it's
just
great.
Shows you that outreach. And the thing about these people, Dave, from these different parts of the world, the interaction that we have here, we obviously try and do it in a proper professional manner, but these people feel that they're involved somehow in these events, and it really does. It offers a different dimension, and it's good to have people from so far tuning in and watching. It's exceptional for the IPA.
No, it's absolutely brilliant, and it's exactly what you want going forward. Is more countries, more people on the IPA, and then it's absolutely amazing.
And especially at the Emerald Isle, just across the sea. A lot of good people over there as well over this weekend. It has been absolutely huge. It's you get to notice it obviously when you're in this chair, and obviously when that little bit of interaction, a lot of people get to give you a nod at where they're watching from, and it does open your eyes to how far and wide the reach can be. It's this little game called pool that we all love, and this one guy is probably as close to anyone to mastering the game. He's not a million miles away. He just always seems to be in finals, semi-finals, whatever it is. And to beat him, I don't know if anyone watching remembers, Dave might remember in Glasgow, when Jake Dillon Newlove played him in the final of the Open, and Jake actually had to have 6 dishes out of 7 frames. And I think he still only beat him 7-6 or whatever it was. And he said at the end, he went, it's like the only way you can beat him is if you play perfect pool.
Yeah.
Or was it 7? It might have even been 7 dishes. I can't remember exactly. No, it was 6, because there was one of them that Liam played to get out of snooker when the black was over the top pocket and it landed on it, and Jake pulled out a monster finish. It's just, 6 breaking dishes out of 7 frames and an absolutely world-class finish from the jaws of a pocket. That was just unbelievable. So Jake had to play almost perfect pool just to get a win over him. It's like,
yeah, and that's the level, and that's why he's at the back end of events so often. He's obviously not winning them all, but it's just impossible.
Oh, fancied him for that. It's one part of the game that he's been working on, then he's improved vastly on, is the slightly longer type pots. I do have to take into account the fact that we are heading towards midnight, And these, to Liam, right enough, these long shifts and getting to finals is kind of straightforward. He's used to doing it.
But you can have many factors as well. It depends, like if you got like a good night's sleep last night, or you can feel different each day to how tired you feel. But Liam is the one that it just never looks like it affects him at all.
I think that's a massive point. Preparation is obviously the key to most success stories, and I don't know what most guys are like. I know there's some people that they'll sit on their phone all night and watch videos, and it's the world we're in these days. I just couldn't imagine Liam being that guy sitting to 3 a.m, wasting time where he's needing some sleep to get some energy to go and do the things he does the next day. And we know he doesn't go to these events and start throwing back the beers and whatever else. He's the ultimate professional, and the success that he's had, he's obviously more than earned it.
And that's ultimately why he wins and at the back end of events more than anyone else.
Craig Marsh is arguably one of the best and most smooth cues in the game. He reminds me of Ben. Him and Ben are just so similar.
Yeah.
They've got that kind of cue action. It's so effortless to get through the ball like it's nothing. They break very similar as well. It's like they barely touch it and the ball's exploding. But he's got a vision for pulling out kind of big shots and magical shots at obviously massive times in matches. But sometimes against someone like Liam, that can be your Achilles heel, because you might force yourself to go for something just because you know you're up against it if you make a mistake. And then I think when you play Liam, it's no mistake pool, and it's a long shift, a long weekend for Marcia as well. But he's been there. He's obviously won the English Grand Prix. He's in the final of the Welsh. And next month, if he wins this, and then to win 3 of them in the 1 year would be unbelievable.
Yeah, I think to do like the Triple Crown of Grand Prix just over a space of a few years would be good, but to do it in a single season would be amazing. And a feat that may never be repeated.
Yeah.
Yeah, another one of the Welsh players for shot making, Simon Ward.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's...
I think he gets mentioned a lot when that question comes up, and rightly so. Just one of the kinds of players that would find a moment of magic from anywhere. It's like I used to go on about the big shot and pulling out the big shot and the big finish at certain times, and talking about players like Liam that play so perfect, and even Mark Boyles and guys that have got the patterns quite quickly. And then there's guys like yourself and Scott Anderson. The style of play that you guys have got is really attacking, fast flowing, and sometimes just outrageous finishes will fly in there in these big shots. And I think that maybe trying to find a balance is what it's all about. But again, it's, can the leopard change its spots? Maybe it's just about being the best at what you're good at.
Well, I think that's the main thing, and you try and be someone different, be someone else. It's not going to work. There definitely is a balance, but it's hard to do that.
He was dicing me in off there.
Like, I can't imagine Craig trying to play like Liam Dunster.
No, exactly. And that's where I think everyone's always looking to add that tiny thing. But it was one of the pro golfers a number of years ago had mentioned he was working with loads of different coaches, and he felt like he was obviously already a very good golfer. And he says every time he felt he was adding something with somebody new, he felt that something else was going away. Yeah. So he was losing a bit of himself to add something else, and it was And I guess that's what it is, because you can't be a mixture of everything. It's almost impossible. So
Yeah.
you're either one or the other. And Marshy's more flamboyant. He's got that.
It's a
Really,
good shot there from Craig.
Just absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Just needs to be straight on this, and then
Just push on and off the cushion.
yeah, we were talking about something similar last night, weren't we? About like trying to keep a rhythm,
Yeah.
and you know, trying to play someone else's game. It just doesn't quite work, and
I think
I sometimes don't really know what mine is, but I think sometimes it's the key thing, no matter what your style, is concentration.
yeah, that's
It's kind of balances a lot of other things out.
you maybe use the phrase being in the zone.
Yeah,
And you know yourself, there'll be so many matches when you come away and go, I was bang on it there. I was just, and you know your positional play spot on, shot making, long pot shot, whatever it is, everything. You come away and go, I was right on top of my game there. And sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but you come away knowing you were. And if you know the difference when you're feeling like that, then obviously there's times where you're not right, and that's the concentration level that you talk about, being switched on. And that's probably the hardest part, because the ability's not in question. The being able to play the shots and take the finishes, it's not in question, because you do it many a time. It's that switch I talk about with Liam far too often. Is he seems to have the ability to turn that on and off at will. I don't know, maybe he never turns it off. Maybe it's just because we don't see him in his normal everyday life. Maybe that's just him.
the thing is, we're all different as well.
Yep.
And you know, we all have different strengths and weaknesses, and you know, some are better than others at certain things, and and that's why the top sportsmen are the top sportsmen a lot of the time, because they have the qualities that they need.
Oh, 2 frames out. A flamboyant finish from Craig Marsh just a moment ago to square things up.
I think Liam's decided that this side works better than the others. The other side, he's stuck with the change. Straight away, I think
Red to the left middle probably opens everything up. I didn't even notice it at first. I was about to say he's bridging to the one, and then just as I was about to open my mouth, I've opened it anyway, I noticed the one to the left middle. But yeah, good chance on Red's here.
His trickiest ball is the I don't know if it goes in the middle now, the red into the left middle.
Doesn't look like it.
I think it does. I think it does. Yeah, I think this is the shot. As long as he can control the cue ball. Yeah, perfect.
Oh, that one. Yeah. That's the one I was talking about.
Oh, sorry.
For the opening shot, and then see the one next to the black. I don't even know why I'm thinking. I don't think it does. It looks tight, but yeah. The one, the opening ball. I was talking about the one bridging into the bottom left, and then I'm thinking, no. Then he's on the one to the left middle, but I thought you were saying that the awkward ball is the one close to the black.
Ah, yes, of course.
Into
yeah,
into the middle, and I'm thinking it looks tight, but obviously it's got 5 other pockets.
And he should be able to take it after this one. The red that you mentioned. Just a little stun up.
Yeah, it's mad in long races how moments can be really pivotal. It's like big moments can come early, they can come at 9-all. It can be match defining. You look back in certain moments in matches and think, I had a chance to go 3 up, 4 up. Next thing you know, you're 5-4 down, whatever it is, and you've had that opportunity. And it's amazing how games can swing so quickly.
It can just be off one shot, change a whole match. So the red next to the black next, just a little screw. So then play the one by the boat line. And the one over the middle for his connector for the 8 ball.
Yeah, pretty straightforward. From here, he's made quite easy work of this. I actually thought he'd hit that slightly just because he would have been playing away from the black, but really good pace control from Liam Dunster. Break and run out. And a 3-2 lead. We are back on break just now. It will be Craig Marsh to break next. Chance to square things up here. 3-2 Liam. Good finish. Pretty precise finish. Like Liam normally does. 5 frames down. Just a few to go, Dave. Just a few.
We're going to see the Craig Marsh break again. It's very similar to Ben Davis, the way he breaks. Just the way he hits him really well.
Oh wow! He seems to take just just as if his body just comes up as he just lets fly at it.
Yeah.
Boom.
I mean, he's a lot lower than obviously Ben Davis when he's breaking, but it's just like the way he hits
it's got that same kind of. I don't know what it is. There's just something about it, and it's as if they barely let their arm go, and it flies like a rocket. It's just in between the frame there. Some information about a fantastic referee for the weekend, Thomas. He's obviously not long. From what I know, he's not long. Went and sat the exams and got all passed to be the referee. He's done we've mentioned it, obviously, Dave. The entire weekend he's been proactive in doing this, but he's also won a lot of major titles in the learning disabilities category on the international scene and everything else, and up and down the Welsh scene. So he's a multiple title holder with a cue in his hand, and he's now he's been fantastic. I've loved how I was actually laughing the other night. Last night it was, when one of the moments, I think it might have been the one where Lewis McCool, and then a couple of seconds later Lewis kind of gave the table a slap, and Thomas was over at him like a shot. Give him a pointed warning, that's not happening again. And then I think about 15-20 minutes later it was Curtis Lee gave the table a whack, and he was in there, no messing about. But no, massive. I just get a wee message there, just giving me some information on some of the things that he's done with the cue in his hand as well, and that's even more impressive. And do you know what? Big up to him. He's here refereeing a major final. Let's make no bones about it. This is two top professionals, and here he is. He's been on the floor doing the full show over the weekend, and here he is doing the main table final. So big up, Thomas Heel. Fantastic stuff, and good luck for you in the future. As you say, Dave, earlier, having more referees and more good referees is something that we definitely need.
And it's the pressure they must be under because it's such a tough job. It's incredible what they do, and like the concentration, not wanting to miss a beat, and being here all day as well from this morning, and it's really impressive.
Yeah.
And without them, we couldn't have this event.
Yeah, that's exactly it. So everyone here in Wales, and even all the referees in the, I don't know how the referees kind of committee works, if they've got their own little team of whatever it is, but you should all be proud. He's done a fantastic job.
So Liam's just looking to see where he's pointing his cue. He's just trying to get the angle there to cut the yellow into the middle and then just nudge the top of them 2 yellows. So he's just hoping he gets a perfect angle off this shot. Probably like a little bit more. Yeah, he does.
Yeah, you can see from that angle, it's not as straightforward a pot, Dave, is it?
It's not now. He wanted the cue ball obviously a bit further, but even then it's one of them like little. It would have been one of them like little soft.
Yeah.
Side just to play the pot dead weight, but still enough to get the side.
It's a little delicate
He's still
scoot.
trying it.
I think
He's able to hit that thicker than I thought, actually.
I think he's okay though.
Coming between the yellow and the red. He'll be looking as if he stuns it in, but I think he'll be able to roll it right hand side, let the cue ball do the work. Yeah.
Yeah, superb. Liam Dunster. Chance for a break of Craig Marsh's break. And a little bit of daylight, chance to go 4-2 in front. And this one was against the break, and he will have a chance to go himself. Try and create a bit more daylight. Four frames to 2. Liam Dunster break coming up. So some standards so far here.
Yeah, this has been a brilliant match so far and high quality. We should expect from these two guys.
Frame number 7 coming up. The one thing you don't want to do is let Liam gather some head of steam. He doesn't miss much at the best of time, but he's one of the players. He's like some kind of ruthless predator. When he feels and smells blood, he's all over you.
Yeah, and I think as well when you're in these matches, you're always looking for like the first opportunities to get that 2-frame gap, especially if it's like more the midway point rather than the early stages. But even now, it's just important to try and get a gap. So I'll be looking to build on that. But like you say, such a good front runner. And one thing, a lot of things people may not notice is, but Liam does win a lot of deciding frames.
Yeah.
So people do put it up to him. But that's where he's so good at holding nerve and playing the right shot. Seemed to hit that a little thinner than he meant to, but
yeah,
got a ball nevertheless.
And I wonder if that red just beside the yellow maybe just goes in. was a situation last night, something pretty similar, and the player tried, not from this situation exactly, but something similar where it was quite tight, and the player tried to pot it when it didn't go at that time. But I wonder.
Tricky thing for Liam here is the fact that if he wanted to go for yellows, he couldn't. There isn't a shot on, so he's dictated.
You're looking here and thinking he can only take reds, and that one red, that one red at the bottom corner isn't the only one that's slightly awkward, because there's one just above it.
Exactly. So is he going to have to pot and then try and cover that pocket, or just play a safety? I don't blame him for holding back there, because especially the fact as well is if he potted that, he'd be 2 balls down, which would give Craig even more advantage. Good shot there by Craig.
Yeah, the super aggressive nature of Craig Marsh. I mean, the only wonder was what he was going to play. Boom. He's given himself a chance. But again, it's not easy. Never is. Even when they're over the pockets, you're in a final, a massive final. Nothing is ever easy. I often say it's just the guys that are top class at the game that make it look easy.
Got to give some thought about getting them 2 reds that are close together, or getting the angle on them.
Needs a flick.
I think he was trying to get it straight on the one in the middle so he could access them too.
Again, would like to be straight-ish. He's going to have a big shot to play here.
I think he's going to have to try and drop it in at absolute dead weight, and it's just whether he can. He's played that well.
Yeah, bag weight, just to perfection, and off the top end.
He may have even preferred it to go through another inch to just give him that little bit of angle.
You can see from that angle the red goes in the opposite bottom corner, so he could just stun to the side. He could push through if he wanted.
Providing the cue ball's not being too close to the other ball.
He did push through.
And he did push through, yeah. That was the only thing I was worried, is just whether it'd be like too close to his work, but now he's perfect.
Yeah, so Liam opting to play safe. Marshy opting for the smash and grab. Great finish. Craig Marsh gets one back, and he'll break next. Has a chance to square this match up. I'm trying to think any major mistakes there's nothing that you can that really sticks in the memory that someone's made a big howler. We're 7 frames in. There's been some fantastic finishing, a couple of big shots.
There's one Liam missed before one of the early frames that we didn't expect him to miss, but that was about it.
Yeah, especially at this time of night. Just under 1,000 people. Over 900 watching on a Sunday night, and there are 2 finalists. And what you don't know, guys, is these 2 guys are sharing one small seat right now. They make it look absolutely massive. Marshy boy with this monster break that he's got. See, just as he goes to hit the ball, Dave, he kind of just lifts his body up slightly.
Yeah.
And it's just effortless. Yeah, that's... He's quite hard done by there, I think.
Yeah, I think so as well. It's also... There's a case for some people about breaking with the playing cue, and that's what Craig does. And,
Yeah.
you know, I've switched between breaking cues and playing cues, and you know, when you're breaking with the cue that you're used to, it can be can feel a bit more comfy. But then obviously it's a trade-off between looking after your playing cue. So yeah,
I use a break cue more because I've got one and because I was desperate for one. I did want a cue that kind of matched my playing cue to an extent, similar colours and stuff, but it was never because I thought it would ever, my cue was going to get any damage. I've always broken my playing cue to a certain point, but now the reason that it didn't really, you play snooker, heavy balls on those tables, and if you're screwing a blue the full length of the table, I think to myself, are you actually breaking with the small light balls any harder than you would hit that shot?
yeah.
And nobody will ever convince me that you're doing your tip damage by breaking. Nobody will. I'm not saying that your tip won't wear out quicker and it won't end up slightly out of shape quicker and stuff like that, but it's what the tips are made for. And so I'm not convinced of that. However, I do use a break cue because I'm one of the people that if it's in my case, I'm not going to have it there just for show, so I use it. And to be fair, I can't complain. It's got a slightly bigger tip, only slightly, than my playing cue, because I like to kind of hit the same area of the cue ball as I would if I was using my playing cue to break. So, but it is slightly harder, and it's really, I must admit, it's I can't have any complaints.
I think the things with the break cues is the fact that the good thing is if you like did miscue it, at least you're not like potentially taking a chunk out your playing tip.
I'm not taking a chunk out your.
And also I feel it does protect the foul with hitting them so hard, especially with like compared to snooker, you're playing with like a smaller tip size.
Yeah.
So there's more chance that the foul could be damaged.
You're also using smaller balls, Dave. You're not convincing me here. But no,
That's
listen,
very true. It's a good point, that, yeah.
I do get it. I really do. But I just like, I don't
Personal
know.
preference, isn't it? And
Yeah,
one of
it's
them.
just I honestly believe, and I'm sorry for all the cue makers that are watching that are making a mint out of it, because I've got a break cue, so it doesn't matter. But I just think they were thinking there's loads of this kind of lower, how they grade the ash and the maple and how it looks and all that kind of stuff. They were thinking, wonder what we can do with this. Let's just put a splice on it, make it look half decent, and sell them as break cues. And then it was like, it needs to be lighter because you don't want this and all this kind of stuff. And I'm involved in a trade where gimmicks come out all the time and loads of people just buy into them, and it becomes the next big thing. And for me, I've nothing against it. I just don't necessarily believe that it's needed, but I don't mind the fact that people want to have them.
Yeah, I think it's great to have the choice.
100%.
Yeah, it's definitely a preference thing, and you know, I've noticed with different cues that I've broke with, whether it be a normal one or a break cue, and it is different. But yeah, it's definitely.
I wonder,
preference.
do you know, does Liam have a break cue, or does he break with his playing cue?
He breaks with his playing cue, but that's mainly because he only cuts break, so he's quite comfortable with that. But I think he does have a break cue in his case, in case he ever wants to front ball. But I have seen him with that. I don't know if he still has it, but
And just that one of your fellow professionals for this year, Mark McAllister, throwing out the guaranteed balls thing, and it's like you've got to be clever about how you, and whether you're guaranteed balls or not from it, I don't think anybody ever is. You might get a ball, but have you got a finish? And it's like it's clever marketing, and whoever came up with the idea, I can't remember who the first break cue guy was. Fair play to him, because he's helped a lot of cue makers make some coin. Fair play to the guy.
the one reason as well I like to use a different cue,
You're going to end up with a golf bag full of cues for all the different breaks you've got. He's got a break cue for going into the side cushion, a break cue for going off the back, a break.
You not seen my golf bag now?
It's just full of different cues. Oh.
It's easier than a cue case, so I'll just bring the golf bag. The other thing as well is like with the rim on the edge of the table, sometimes that can just catch, more so for the cue I was breaking with. It was like a tight grain ash, and it just happened to catch that point. But like any other cue, it never affects. But you notice it just puts like little dents in. But like I say, that was mainly down to the density of the ash that I had at the time. But that was another reason as well. I'll sometimes like to use a different cue.
Yeah, I don't think. Listen, your point's really valid, because a lot of players, when they break, they really let rip, and you can see with some of the still images of some people's breaks, the cue really bends on some of them. Do you know what I mean? And even if you're breaking from one of the corners, and if you maybe have a swing at it and you don't get it right, and you come down in your cue, you could do a bit of damage on the rims, even on the corners. Some people, like Liam, you see Liam here, he goes, although he's down his hand, he's close to the rubber, that constantly rubbing on you. There's obviously loads of...
Yeah.
If you're trying to just keep your playing cue nice, then to me that's probably the best reason that I would accept. If someone says, I just want to keep my playing cue really good, then I would be like, that makes so much sense to me, and that's totally fine. And there's not going to be many shots on the table that you absolutely wallop with your playing cue.
No.
So there's less chance of maybe doing damage, falling off, having an accident, whereas breaking, well, anything can happen. So it's definitely fair enough. Another dry break and another opportunity, and Craig Marsh not going away, and I don't think he'll take too long in dealing with these. Now, I thought he might have just left that over the bag, popped the other one in, then the middle came down, cleared the bottom three, and then just took the one hanging in for the black. But he's left the other ball, which is totally fine. He just doesn't want to land the wrong side. Yeah, I like this. Because if he was trying to go up the side, he could be going away from the black, even to the opposite side, and it brings the far corner into play.
And potentially the wrong angle to get on the 8 ball. Just swing across nicely.
Yeah, through the gap of yellows.
Miss the yellows.
Yeah, that'll do
good
nicely.
Pace control. But a little hampered though. I'd like a little less on that. Or even a bit more.
Yeah.
He should be fine still.
Good finish, Craig Marsh.
Yeah, if he goes on to win this event earlier there, you might find him climbing over a few more fences.
Yeah. Something I never thought I would hear. That's Craig Marsh telling me that he climbed over a fence and somehow got stuck. Or not even, he kind of got stuck and managed to do himself some damage. I'm looking at him, and Jamie Craig was standing. Jamie says, "You climbed over a fence?" He's like, "Yep, to save myself 2 minutes." Fair play to the big man. He's some talent. One of the players that I've enjoyed watching through the years, because his style of play is exciting, and
one of the quicker players.
Yeah,
definitely.
He's just got a flow to his game that's it makes the game look easy.
And it goes to what we say about, like we said before, about rhythm, keeping in a rhythm, and I think it just does help you, as long as you're not reckless, of course. But it's
So look at this, Dave. I said this the other night. Look at the back row. It looks like they're not touching on the shadow. So I noticed it when I set the balls up in my match the other night, and so I went to walk away and I put the triangle down, and I looked back up at the balls and I'm like, are they all? And I looked over the top of them and I'm like, they're all touching. And then I'm back again and I'm looking, and then I don't know how it does it. Some kind of optical illusion, but it makes it look like when the light's shining down that there's a gap between every ball.
Yeah, it does.
But there just isn't.
I think what it is, it's the row behind it that you're kind of seeing underneath.
Yep.
The light shine onto that, and then it looks like a gap. I wouldn't know. I can never get them all touching anyway.
I know. See, how often
I'm used to that.
I just go, that'll do. That'll do. And it's probably one of the things that I respect about some of the players, that they go and check them and go, no, that's not tight and that's not. And then you wonder why you don't get a good break and some of the other guys do. There's so often where you can't get them, just need to do it. So the red close to the yellow.
Yeah, Peter Crowell in the Isle of Man, he's always giving me stick for being the worst racker in the Isle of Man. So I'm just lucky it only stretches to the Isle of Man. It could stretch a lot further. He says, I'll teach you how to rack them up one day.
Hopefully, before it's too late.
Yeah.
Become the best ball racker in the game. And after that, mate, you just need to make sure you keep finishing them.
Yeah, but the problem is, by the time I get to that stage, I'll probably be 73.
That red next to the yellow, Liam's going about his business here like this is all straightforward.
Must go in the middle then. Yeah. Looks like it does.
Maybe worst case off the yellow, but
I think that'll be the last ball, and like you say, off the yellow, and then that'll make good position on the 8 ball. He's just putting this down the rail, and the one top left, but he did want it to be a bit straighter though. And that's what he's checking now, just to see if he can still get through and pot the red next to the 8 ball. But is he going to have to reroute because he's too much angle?
Yeah, I wonder if he can just kind of push through. He's going to be pretty close to the red on the top.
He's trying to pot it as thick as possible. But now he's decided to reroute. It looks bad, but he could be alright here.
Yeah, I think he's fortunate.
Bit of right hand side to straighten it up.
Also, I'm pretty surprised that he's played it as pacey as that. I think he's just got into that a bit too much. I honestly believe he's thinking he's going towards the yellow, the one that's slightly higher, and he's ended up coming just so reactive.
I think he's just overhit it. A good shot.
Yeah, very good shot, well controlled.
I think he just overhit it. He just trying to hit it as soft as possible.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff here. The standard of pool being played by both players, second to none. But these finishes aren't easy. These guys at this level seem to make it look like they are, but they aren't. At 6-4, Liam Dunster, what a match we have in our hands. And again, guys, thank you to every single one of you for tuning in. It is severely appreciated because, let's be serious, without it, there's no point in us being here. Thank you to every single one of you. And you're giving us some kind messages. It is appreciated. Liam Dunster 6 frames to 4 in front. Still a long way to go. Yeah, I wish Snoop did come in right now. A good chance I would ask him for a pay rise. I'll maybe have to see if I can get a hold of the bookie and see if he'll give me some odds on Bushy managing to get Snoop Dogg in here one weekend. I'm telling you, the odds won't be as long as you think. There'll be a picture on Facebook one day and someone will say, how did you manage that? I met him at the Swansea game and just flung him in the back of the car. He ended up in the club playing pool with Marshy. What a guy. The IPA Welsh Grand Prix. We're in Abercrave in the south of Wales. And this is the final. There's been some standards so far. Craig Marsh trails Liam Dunster 6 frames to 4.
Reds here. Play the plant first and then the red over the corner and disturb the other red.
Yeah, it looks like you could play it in such a way where possibly play the red in off the yellow, but you could also just drop it in and then just play the red along the bottom cushion. I think playing it off the yellow is probably opening the bag up for the black as well.
It doesn't go, so...
Oh, you can see from the overhead.
So yeah, I think you're going to have to go into it.
Yeah, it must be late.
But it is controlling it to whether you're going to have a shot after, because you could easily have no shot, so you might have to crash into it.
Really deceiving. It looks from there as if it flies in, but you seen the other angle, guys. Not straightforward.
It's stayed out.
It's moved according to Liam. He's not happy. He's swinging his cue. Give him a warning, Thomas. Give him a warning.
When I mentioned about crashing in, you could just tap this, run into it gently, and just move it along. Or maybe it does go.
Maybe my eyes aren't painted on after all. Come on. Absolutely flew in. I'll tell you what, Carol, it's coming. It's definitely coming, mate. It was in good form last night, just not today. But Craig Marsh, he doesn't mess about. Liam Dunster. Is it maybe... I mean, I know Liam's saying it's kind of rolled out. He's played it at a good pace. It looked to me right away like he's kind of knocked it out the way, because you see where the yellow ended up close to the side cushion, but he's maybe got a point that it might have still dropped, but maybe just a tiny trace of side that transfers onto the next ball. It can make it go in any direction, and that's just the nature of the game. And Marshy didn't mess about. Liam gave him an opportunity and he pounced on it. That is Craig Marsh 5, Liam Dunster 6. Race to 10.
Big frame in the context of the match, that. 7-4, 6-5, race to 10.
$944 of you tuning in on this Sunday night. Fantastic stuff and appreciated, as we say. Couldn't do it without you. Big Thomas once again getting the rack as good as he possibly can. What a moment for him, Dave, doing a major final like this.
Yeah, it's fantastic, and the effort that goes into even to getting to this stage. A lot of hard work behind the scenes to get here, and fully deserves it. And as you mentioned before about being proactive all weekend, he's just been absolutely brilliant. So we're lucky to have new people like Thomas come and do this.
He's robbed there. That red was in the middle pocket, rolled the bag and came out. Can Liam get through to the yellow over the right hand middle? It looks very, very tight, but if he can, there's a half a chance on yellows. And remember, 30-second shot clock in play. He'll have his extension. For me, if that cue ball went through that gap, he might have already played it by now, Dave.
Yeah, I think it's just you sometimes want that time just to compose yourself. But yeah,
it's going to be red to the left middle here. I don't think he's got any other option because of that. The gap's obviously not there, so.
And this is the hard thing about pool. Sometimes you based on where the cue ball is, sometimes you're having to go for the wrong colour set because you've got no choice. And
yeah, it's actually quite frustrating the amount of times that happens where you're at the table and there's maybe reds are all absolute roll-ins and you have got no option but to go and pot a yellow, and knowing fine well that there's maybe no hiding place. You have to either get them or you're losing the frame.
Yeah.
And it is one of the most frustrating parts. It's one of the moments where I go, well, if you got to nominate your colour set, you wouldn't have to worry about your opponent going and getting them next. There's a lot of arguments back and forth. A lot of people saying, yeah, it might make the game go tactical, and I think, no, I don't think so, because maybe at the lower end, the lower level, because there's a lot of players that aren't good enough, no disrespect, to go and finish more than, but I think most of the players, the sole aim is to try and get in there and get a chance and get it done, because that's the ability and the standard. But again, there's a lot of purists out there. We've not got Moira and Rita and some hideaway somewhere tuning into the game. It's mostly pool people that are tuned in, so there's plenty of purists out there. And for me, I don't know, I just think there's an argument for some. Do you know what I would like? I would like to see, it was actually Craig Marsh's idea, and we spoke about the Grand Prix, having the 3 Grand Prix as they are, these kind of tournaments, which is fantastic. You want to see big tournaments all over, but have them slightly different. And Marshy was saying maybe have one where the breaker nominates, so that could be the Scottish, the Welsh could be that if the black goes in off, it comes back on the spot, and the English could be that the winner of each frame breaks in the next frame, just kind of like whatever it is, just making 3 tiny tweaks, not changing the rules, just 3 tiny tweaks, so that each one of them have got their individuality. And I thought, quite a good idea.
Yeah, they've got their own identity.
Yeah, so each individual one, but they're all obviously still big major IPA events. But I thought it was quite a good idea. Just obviously the tours and all the major events and the worlds and everything's still going to be as they are. But well, that was actually the finalist, Craig Marsh, that came up and thought of that, and I thought, do you know what, I don't mind that.
I don't mind it, no, it just mixes it up, and like you say, it just gives each individual event its own identity. And
there was actually, over the course of the weekend, as I say, I had Todd Davies in. Todd has told me that he's now a Grand Master. He's in the 60s mark now, but he's played a lot of international pool through the years. Welsh legend. He joined us yesterday for some commentary. Didn't manage to make it in today. And Jamie Ringham joined yourself, Dave, at one point, and he absolutely loved it. He actually,
Oh, yeah.
he said, Dave said I was brilliant. He said I was calling the shots great, and he just seemed to have a bit of a buzz. Great finish, Liam Dunster. And I said, well, mate, that's you.
Yeah.
You're in now. You're on the list. You're on the list of the guys that we go and get at every tour event, and no matter where we go, it'll be, where's Jamie?
Yeah, that's
But
what I said to him.
what a lot of people. I know there's obviously certain people that will hit it off with each other, and you build a relationship and a rapport. But obviously, for the people at home, they like to hear different voices, different opinions, different outlooks, and how you would maybe play the game. And I think it's massive for the IPA to grow.
Yeah.
For more of the pros and more of the guys to come in and get involved. And
Exactly.
I was
Yeah.
delighted that Jamie popped in, and it was good that he got to join yourself, because you've been absolutely fantastic every time you've come in with us guys. So it's good to see people
Just
get
like
more involved.
Yeah, it's just like a different viewpoint, and someone's different viewpoint, different voice, and yeah, it's just great to have that variety. And it was just nice that he enjoyed it, and I was surprised when he said after that it was the first time that he's actually done it. So I was surprised. So it was even more pleasing to get him in.
Yeah, long may it continue. A lot of guys like yourself, Rob Wilson, Lee Shepherd, Adam Myerscough, Dean Shields, Dan Davey, obviously all these guys constantly, Mark Boyle, they all come in. Liam Dunster's been in at times, and it's amazing to have so many. But there is obviously so many more pros that maybe the people at home would like to get a viewpoint from, even if it's only every now and again. Nobody's saying get in here and you need to do it over and over, but it just gives the people at home as well an idea, because you can sit down and ask the generic questions and put a video up of what your favourite food is and what your all these kind of things, and that's great. But I think it's probably when you're here and you're watching these, and this is where they get to see what you think about the game of pool.
Yeah,
And that's huge.
Also, as well, I think the biggest part of it as well is it gets the audience to see, get a feel for the player's personality, because sometimes, like when you see a player, it's totally different to what they are in person, because obviously they can't really express their personality while they're playing. So it's actually great to hear that, like, the voices and opinions, and the cracking a few jokes as well. You get some. Sometimes pick your favourite player from the personality, and if you get to meet him in person, or by hearing him on the commentary.
I think that's pretty big, because, as you say, like right now, Liam, for instance, me and him have had a couple of good times on the comms, and he's really good, and he's obviously his knowledge of the game and the way he sees it is absolutely sublime. And Mark Boyle actually done a match with me not that long ago, and there was some things. He's obviously knows Liam's game inside out and whatever, and there was one of the finishes, I don't know if Mark will remember, it was tournament up in Scotland, but both of us for a moment, it was like, what do you think here? And he went, it just kind of clicked. He went, I know exactly what he's going to do. And it was like so quick the way, and I'm looking and going, and all of a sudden 2 minutes later, Liam's done exactly to the T what Mark had said. And I'll be honest, at this moment in time, I was thinking, I would never in a million years have even considered the shots that Liam played. But then the amazing thing about that is these, having the professionals and guys that play at the highest level, they know each other's games as well. And obviously you'll see a lot of shots that each other would see, but then if you're sitting in your seat playing against these guys, you get an idea subconsciously of what they're going to do and how they play the game. And I think that's massive, and it's good for the guys at home to learn some of the differences. And yeah, hopefully it continues and more of the pros do get involved, because I know the guys behind the scenes at the IPA would love that. I know they've put it out there and asked many of them to get involved.
I think also as well, it's some of them, wouldn't feel comfortable about doing it, which is fair enough. But as many as we can get, that would be brilliant. And
I think doing it for the first time is probably going to be the toughest. But there's a couple of the guys that when they're getting interviewed, Mark McAllister was quite funny. I hope he's still watching, but he was quite funny. I'm talking to him and he was waving the microphone all over the place while he was answering me back, because he was like kind of pointing as if he was telling me the shots, and I had to grab his arm and move the microphone back to his, and he's like, "Oh, all right," and just he's like, "I didn't know what to do. I was all he said. I was more nervous talking to you there than I was on there playing and trying to win matches in the pro events." It's I suppose
it can be. Yeah, I remember my first interview. I was just I was just trying to not like say too many terms and stuff like that, and try and say a few things which were quite funny as well, just to lighten it. And
it's absolutely. I think that's another thing that the people watching can buy into, because you get to see someone's vulnerability, you get to see the charismatic character, whatever type of person they are, and again, it makes them grow. I think it would be good if we can somehow figure a way out to get that where people start to get their favourite player based on these, not just, well, he's the best, so, but based on who they are as a character. And
I mean, you need to look at Alex Higgins in the snooker, perfect example. It's his personality. It's yes, there was obviously, of course, plenty of flaws, but that was also part of the reason why the public loved him, and same with Ronnie and Jimmy White. Yeah,
I like the nicknames and stuff like that. I like all that kind of ideal. Obviously, the hurricane and the whirlwind and stuff, and I would like to see. I mean, in life, generally, you don't pick your own nickname. It generally gets given to you, because through life, things.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes. My school teacher called me Walker the Talker, when I was a kid, and it ended up coming back. Someone wrote it when I was doing the commentary for one of the matches, and it ended up, I was like, wow, that's my school teacher called me that, and here I'm getting called Walker the Talker again. And then all of a sudden it was just boom, 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 the Talker, and I thought, you know what? That's as good. That's
60 years later, and it comes back.
60's a bit much, but no, I just think these kind of things. But all of a sudden, there's obviously Mark Boyle's Mr. Magic, and Liam. I think Liam, I don't know if he called himself the Duster, but I don't know. Maybe we can come up with something better for Liam. That, and then is it?
It feels like there could be something else, but it also works as well.
No.
Yeah.
And not Clinton Jansen, Mowgli in it.
I don't know where that one came from.
Yeah, I mean, maybe when he was young, it was his favourite character, and maybe he looked like him. I don't know, but I like the idea of some of that stuff, and then people can relate. And that was my favourite movie, or this was my, and it's just I like all that idea. And they do it in the darts, didn't they? They've all got their, and when they come in, they've got their music. I would love to see us get a bit of that, but who knows? Somewhere down the line. But I think we're in a good place right now. We're doing the baby steps, and I think that's the way it should always be. Never ever try and run before you can walk. Liam Dunster, you won't catch Liam running.
Because it can also create like a brand, can't it? These characters in it, and you look at the darts players. They've got like the brand Peter Wright, Luke Littler. It's
100% agree. Definitely something, that little bit of individuality within our game. It's definitely fantastic. And I tell you what, Liam Dunster edging ever so close to becoming the Welsh Grand Prix champion. The Duster. I'm going to get a nickname for Liam, a belter. Even Marshy, I'm not having that. Marshy, just adding a Y to your second name. And then come up with another one for Craig as well. The fence climber.
The fence climber.
The climber. Or the bad climber. He managed to get himself stuck. IPA, Professional Pool Association, Welsh Grand Prix. Yeah, I've just been told that in my ear. But I'm not really having that. The Buddha, that's lazy. That's a lazy nickname. And it really is.
I forgot about that one. I've heard that one before. Yeah.
I just think, I don't know. The Welsh Buddha. I can live with the Welsh Buddha. It sounds a bit better that way. If we create a character where the Buddha has got a dragon's head or something, do you know what I mean? And maybe a fence underneath it and the legs jammed in it. Because all these, we need to have logos and character now, kind of caricature type thing. So
yeah, caricature for every player.
Definitely.
Yeah, that'd be good. That. I'm up for that. I think it would do me a favour.
Yeah, let's get on that. Andy Betts, I know you're into that stuff as well. We're going to have to sit down and get some stuff organised, because these are the things, these tiny details, they matter.
Yeah, I think the caricature of all the players would look good. Imagine that on the ranking list as well, a normal picture of us and then the caricature next to it. Yeah, 2 photos. I think I think that would look good, and then obviously it'd be good for the social media. And
that's it as well. You go and click onto it, and you can click onto your favourite player, and when it comes up, the name, nickname, ranking, the picture, maybe some details. It can be a few words. It doesn't seem to need to be anything but it could be some of the things like favourite this, favourite that, the pet hates, all that kind of stuff, and other people can relate to it, and it just that difference. You see the problem area on your screen. Guys, let's get a better nickname for Liam Dunster. I'm not having the Duster, even though he dusts everybody he plays.
yeah, this might not be as bad as it first looks.
Does that yellow go?
Yeah, you just pop that, and he could even, with the cue ball off the side, cushion into the yellow, so he could then play it into the opposite middle. So it might not be as bad as it first looks.
Dan Fairway. Daniel Slim Fairway. I quite like the way you've gone about that, but I'm changing yours as well, mate.
He's abandoned us this week, hasn't he?
But I do agree that people can't be trusted to pick their own, because they kind of make up things that don't suit them just because they like it. So listen, we'll be sorting this out, don't you worry. I think they've got to be, I think when you've got a nickname, it's got to be relatable to what the kind of person you are as well, so people go, yeah, that's exactly. Or something that maybe you've grown up with, and then there's a reason behind it, and that makes sense, rather than just calling yourself something.
Yeah, it's like the nickname, it comes to you rather than trying to think of one and make it up. Yeah, I've had a few nicknames. One I'll say is a favourite, but it's probably not suitable. But it's quite funny. But actually, in a way, it's quite good because it's gives awareness to my epilepsy. So it's some people find it funny and some people not so. But yeah, that's one of my favourite ones.
You never told us what it is.
Do you want to know what it is?
One of these, we need to, right, guys, we're going to need to guess here.
Yeah, I'll let you guess in the comments.
Dave the Rave. Every time the strobe light comes on, he's all over the place.
I've not had that one, actually. That's a good one.
Oh, that's a cracking shot. Okay, we'll keep it off air. Very clever shot from Liam, just hiding the cue ball. I like the fact that he knows when to stop. Dave just doesn't, there's that. We all do it, but we just keep potting, and then all of a sudden.
And it's easy to think as well, like, I'm so far in now, I've got no choice but to go for it. But as you can see, like with Liam, there sometimes is that a shot.
Yeah.
It might not be giving you much advantage or anything like that, but it's keeping you in the frame. And sometimes the longer you're in the frame, things can turn around.
They got a double on here.
That's a...
wow.
But what a great shot. Just so unlucky.
What a fantastic effort.
The position is absolute great shot. Just unlucky for that not to drop.
Strobe light. I hope that's it. I like that.
Yeah, I have a feeling that's going to stick. Thanks for that.
Don't mention it.
The walker talking too much. Bit of a slack shot there from Craig to be.
Yeah, the thing that
was he trying to nudge the 8 ball there? Maybe thinking about it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it and thinking it looks to me as if it goes in the right middle, goes in the top left. Did he really have to move it? And he probably still finish these here and realise that, well, he didn't have to. I mean, yeah. I think he will still finish these. And
I think it was one of them. He thought he couldn't really go wrong with it, so it didn't really matter. But if he nudged it, it would help him. But I think that was about the worst case scenario that happened. But yeah, it wasn't necessary. But.
Used all the pocket. Yeah, I think you're right there, Dave. I think he just thought he couldn't fail to go into it, so might as well just give it a little flick, but yeah, he just drops it in. Just a little run through, black to the top right, and back within 2 frames. But remember, Liam only 2 away, race to 10 this final. The standard has been fantastic, and whoever wins this, it will be well earned. Long weekend, long races. What a game of pool. The cleaner. Just imagine Liam coming in, he's got a mop pole with a tip in the end there. Pulls the end off it and his cue's inside the pole.
And yeah, would still be here watching him in the final.
I know, it's just unbelievable. He's just, I have to say, it's been some standard. There has been obviously the odd mistake, and that's to be expected at this time on a Sunday night after the long weekend. But
on a race of 10,
yeah, no let up. The surgeon,
that's I was going to say the surgeon. That's a good one, isn't it?
Plays the game with surgical precision.
Even a Scottish surgeon, maybe.
So the Liam Dunster break. He's got a couple down.
Looks a little tricky with that red by the middle. Just with they're awkward ones to deal with them when they're like just on the knuckle, just below it. They're hard to pot down the rails, but then they're hard to.
The Dyson. He hoovers up every chance he gets. This is good. I like this. I'll say to Liam, this is your new nickname, and he'll say, nope. Dave Scholes. What is the thinking here?
New one, I've not heard that one before.
What is the thinking? You're looking at that gap, it's not a big window. This doesn't seem straightforward to me, and well, saying that, now I'm looking, maybe the yellow just below the black drops in the middle, and then the yellow in the top. It doesn't look like it goes in the middle, but I think we're about to see Liam play on it. Well, there we have it. Obviously, maybe just slide it in off the red. Unless it goes clean, it might just go clean, but it does look slightly tight.
Probably what he's being careful of is if that red's touching the cushion. If it's a double kiss, it could make it a bit more awkward.
Needs to move.
Should be okay because the yellow still goes in the right middle, but it's obviously not the way he wanted to go. But he can reroute.
Really surprised he played it so hard.
Yeah, I am in a way, but also I think it was to help it go to pot, because if it's too soft, he could have just hit the knuckle and stayed out, and I think he was wary of that.
Now, just the moment Liam Dunster puts his 9th winning frame on the board and places himself on the hill, one away from the title.
So Scholesy and Coisty, that's a new one. Yeah. I didn't think we'd get that duo nickname.
Yeah, Scholesy and Coisty. It could be worse. Could be Carragher and Neville. Liam Dunster 9, Craig Marsh 6. Is the writing on the wall, or can Marshy pull something right out of the bag? Somehow he's going to have to win 4 frames on the bounce now. It seems highly unlikely that Liam Dunster won't win one on his break. Stranger things have happened. Again, thank you to every single one of you guys. Not only tuning in, but keeping the interaction going. For me, I think that's one of the big keys to keeping the numbers up and watching. When you feel you're part of something and involved, it does help grow the viewing figures. We have seen it many, many times. So massive thanks to everyone.
Yeah, it certainly is great to have the comments coming in and the questions. And
I know so many of the pros, a lot of them have they come up and ask and say that they're, I think one of them, I can't mind who it was, he came and asked me about it and saying that it was his father. I can't mind who it was. He said my dad or his grandfather. He said he's been writing and commenting that and absolutely loves it and says it's one of the best things that he's seen just now, to be able to have that small kind of dialogue where he feels like he's involved and getting
definitely.
to, although you're not going to jump on and have straight laced kind of conversations, but it keeps things flowing where you've got the information that you can float back and forward with different things, and it helps to educate the people at home as well, because you might watch and sometimes wonder why the players play certain shots, which is great having the pros to explain, but also the way the tables play and the way the balls and all the different reactions, and then they can understand why a shot is a certain way, or maybe even just information on how the players see things, and I think it's massive.
It's like you say, with the certain shots that are played differently on these tables than they're at home, and like, you know, the audience is here watching these players and some of the favourite players, and if they happen to come into the commentary box, then they can actually ask the players the question that they want. So it's really good.
I was talking about it not long ago. You actually get it on like Sky Sports and stuff where they use the hashtag style thing, but obviously they've got social media teams and all that kind of stuff, so they can then filter through and pick certain questions to liaise to the pundits and the players and managers who might end up in there, and they go through all the different scenarios, but obviously having that kind of budget, whereas on live TV, where we are live streaming on TVs, mobile devices and everything, and this is our function, this is the way that we interact, and almost every single sport has a way of doing it, and I think if you do it right, it can be a fantastic tool for keeping people not only interested, but as you say, start to get to know their favourite players and feel like a part of their career and supporting them going forward. So it's been exceptional over the course of this weekend, and especially to date, more than anything else. Craig Marsh, I actually had, I'm on 7 frames there, Dave, I just did not see him.
Yeah, I think what it was is he was playing it with drag in the left hand side, and it just throws the cue ball, and you do have to judge the pot slightly different, and you still wouldn't expect him to make the mistake, but yeah, that'll be why he's missed that one.
Well, what a good compliment for you there, Dave. I've no idea who that person is, right enough, but
Oh, thank you very much. So.
I think I know what he's talking about. No, fantastic, guys. Cheers, everyone. We are here, IPA Professional Pool Association, growing all the time. Without you guys at home, it's a pointless scenario. And we are here in Abercrave, the Village Sports Bar, south of Wales. Tables, cloth, balls, triangles, every single part of this weekend. The Supreme Pool Tables, the Supreme winners, sponsors of the IPA, along with Strachan 861 cloth. That really is a phenomenal tournament cloth. Aramith Pro Cup balls. Right out the wrapper for this event, absolutely brilliant. The smart rack, you see it being used by Thomas, refereeing his first major final. Big congrats to him as well. All the people that have joined us. Scott with the stream, he's had so many hiccups that he's went absolutely over and above to make sure he got right over the course of this weekend. A big shout out to him as well.
It's just been everyone that's pulled together for this event. The venue has been fantastic. The staff have been fantastic, and it's the first time I've been here, and I've really enjoyed it.
And Much appreciated for joining me during the semi-final and final, Dave. This final is only moments from coming to an end. Liam's been a worthy winner in the end. He's had to come through the loser's side. He lost to Callum Jackson, and then he's fought his way back in. He's come through a semi-final decider against Morgan McInnes, and right now he's about to be crowned the IPA Welsh Grand Prix champion.
The messages are coming through to well done, Liam, so they're not expecting any hiccups here.
Congratulations, Liam Dunster. You are the Welsh Grand Prix champion. The IPA Professional Pool Association salutes you. A worthy winner. He just always seems to be there. He was a professional winner in Glasgow. He's now won again here. He's in a bit of a roll. And well done, Liam Dunster. Well, welcome back, guys. We've got a wee bit of a bonus here. Managed to get Liam in for a quick interview. Another win, Liam. Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know how I've done it. Absolutely shattered. Started at 10 o'clock this morning. Well, yesterday morning. So that's what, 14 and a half hours playing virtually straight. So just done in. Cannot wait for this 8-hour journey back.
We mentioned the endurance that it takes to win these events, and some of the guys in here earlier, Morgan McInnes actually said you were over playing Curtis at the time, and he says, here's the thing, Stevie, this is when he comes to life. And obviously I can see it in your eyes, you're obviously tired, but you still seem to find that, you still find a way to make it look easy. Even when the chips are down, a lot of people start throwing their arm at it, you still seem to have a calmness, and I don't know where you get that, but it's testament to the way you play the game.
I actually feel like that's the part that I need to improve on recently, to be honest, is the stamina and stuff like that. So the exact game against Curtis, I was 8-2 up cruising, and then I just hit a brick wall. Just stamina got to me, and just so tired. But had a second wind, and then hit a brick wall against Morgan as well, and then luckily didn't hit a brick wall there against Marshy. So yeah, it's good to get the win, but don't know how I've done it.
Yeah, I mean, any win's a massive win, but winning breeds winning. You've been winning for many a year. That win in Glasgow against Morgan, obviously a massive final. Morgan starting to kind of show that bit of metal. He's ran you close there, got to a decider, but does that win so close to this, does that bring you into this with confidence, or is it, obviously every tournament's tough, the players here, but winning, it's just it becomes a habit?
You'll always get matches that are close. Obviously I actually got beaten this tournament, luckily it's a double win.
Mentioned that, Callum Jackson.
Yeah, and he played great. I think he only made 2 mistakes in the whole match, and so did I. So just all down the breaks, to be honest. Did Marshy not get beat? He got beat as well on the Saturday. I think like three of the semi-finalists got beat within the knockout stage, just before the knockout stages. Just the way the tournament is, to be fair. Aye.
Well, it does take some severe endurance to go this far, and then it's going to take some more endurance for you to head up the road with Mr. Boyle in that 8-hour journey. I'm going to be going myself with Jamie Craig. So I won't keep you much longer, Liam. Massive congratulations to Liam Dunster. A big thanks to everybody here at the Village Sports Bar as the IPA Welsh Grand Prix draws to a close. The next one is going to be in Glasgow. In fact, it's going to be in Falkirk in the Players' Lounge at the Scottish Grand Prix. So we'll see you all there very, very soon. Cheers, guys. He has. Yeah. Yeah, Christopher's thinking about what he's going to do if he misses. He's Joe, exactly as he pointed out, was thinking about if he pops, he wins a frame. We hear people talking a lot about the difference in this game with the top guys. It's exceptional.
So for those 228 that are still watching, what you're viewing at the moment is just the highlights from day 2. All the highlights from day 1, 2 and 3 will be available on the IPA YouTube channel to look back on. I hope everybody's enjoyed the streaming. So once we finish replaying these highlights from yesterday, day 2, we will be stopping the stream. Thank you everybody for tuning in. My name's Scott, SWT live streaming. If you want to keep an eye out on YouTube, I'm around and about streaming